When we did this yesterday, 13 was outside the house, 325 was up top. And then when we did this, what did we get as an answer? Dan, 25. Here's where you have to be careful, because you have to read the directions carefully, and then you got to perform your division carefully. It says using the numbers from A, these numbers, you multiply both by 10. So if you multiply 325 times 10, what do you get? Say it out loud.
200.
And then what if you do the same thing with 13? What do you wind up getting? Addison, if you need to get another packet, come and get. You got it? Okay. So now what we're doing is taking 130 into 3250. And I think, did we get that far in class? Did we do it?
Yeah, some of it.
All right, let's do it again, just to show you where this is going, because it's good to see it again anyway. It's a good review of long division as well, where some of you you're having some difficulties. All right, 130 can't go into 3. It can't go into 32. Some of you put the little X's that you did down in elementary school. You could still do that. It does go into 325 at least how many times? 2 times. See, and it's important where you put that 2. Because I'm doing 325, I'm in that column, so my 2 has to go right above that 5. And that's going to make 260. And then you subtract it. You get, what you get? 10. Well, you got 65 when you subtracted it, and then you brought down your 0. And it goes into 650 perfectly. They're cleaning the floors. It goes into 650 perfectly. It goes exactly 5 times. So you wind up getting the same answer in part B as you do in A. Now, this is what you had to do last night for homework. It says using that same numbers from A, multiply now both numbers by 100. Well, what's 325 times 100? Close that, Jay, please. Close that. So we look. And this is kind of, think about why we do the warm-up. Use a 0 trick. You're now multiplying by 100, so you're taking that same 325 and you're adding 2 zeros. 32,500. Then 13, when you add 2 zeros, becomes what? 1,300. That should have been the easy part, because that's the reason why we do the warm-up with the 0 trick. Some of you got all kind of crazy trying to do the multiplication in part C, and all I wanted you to do is just keep adding zeros and perform the same division. And you'll see, you wind up, you're not going to need that much room. You think, oh, the numbers are going to be like really, really huge, but it's not. Can't go into 3, can't go into 32, can't go into 325. It goes into 3,250, and if you're smart, work smarter, not harder, it's going to be exactly the same numbers you got up here. It goes in twice for a total of 2,600. And then you subtract, and instead of here you got left over 26. Well, now look, now you get, let me go back up here. When you did this, you got 65 as your difference. Well, now you're getting 650 as a difference. Add a 0, and then 1,300 into 6,500 goes exactly how many times?
5.
And you're done. What's the point? What's this page trying to prove? This is like the gist, letter D. What do you notice? So, as long as you do the same thing inside the house as you do the outside the house, your answer will always be the same. Okay, that was the kind of the point of this, and it lays the groundwork of why we do division of decimals the way we have to do it.
So zeros technically cancel out each other?
Technically, they do. Yeah, they do. You could.
Can't you get a problem like this and it's like...
You could because look, this here. If you think about this, Owen, this is. Remember we did the warm up yesterday? And you had this. and you use the zero trick to cancel this out, if you do that, you'll wind up getting the same answer, that 25. That's not where this is going, though. This is getting to the idea of when you, and you may have learned this in elementary school, that when you have a decimal outside the house and one inside the house, you have to do something with those decimals before you could start long division. We're going to start that now. Anyway, to sum this up, what you notice is that I'm going to put it in the language of math. Multiplying the divisor and dividend, let me extend this up so you can see it, and dividend, which is the fancy schmancy way of saying inside the house, outside the house, by factors of 10, does not change the, does not change the, does not change the, right, not problem. Does not change the answer, but what's the answer in division called?
Quotient.
Thank you, quotient. Get that into your head, because it's going to be the foundation of how we have to do division, which clearly is always the most problematic for students. You're going to be fine with addition and subtraction as long as you remember to line up the decimals. Fine with multiplication as long as you know to leap the decimals. Where the problems occur on the test is division. Yes.
Is there a coincidence that
Coincidence. Yeah. Okay. So now, you got this written down? Or let's go to the next page. All right, now, here we go. Example 2. What makes these numbers different from the numbers in example 1? Ava. They have decimals. So here's what we're going to do. We set it up like we normally do. I don't know if I have, you may have more room than I do.
No, it's the same.
All right, set it up normally as we would normally do. Which number goes inside the house, which goes outside?
348, and 84.
In or out? Okay, great. Goes in. Right small, because I don't know if there's enough room. Oh, actually, I see what it's doing. It's not asking me to solve it. It's going to take you step by step. That's fine. That's even better. All right, I don't know if you remember this or not. I don't know if they taught it to you, but did they teach you in elementary school that you cannot divide decimals if there's a decimal outside the house like this?
No.
Never learned it? Okay, did you learn it? Okay, what did they tell you to do?
They told you, I think first you scoop it over it on the outside so it gets to the end of the number, and then you scoop the same amount of things.
You're right. That's the rule, okay? Here's the reason why it works. When you move the decimal over this way, what are you multiplying by? And then you do it the same amount of times here. What are you multiplying by? It's like what we did before. As by doing that, it doesn't change the answer. Okay? So she kind of has a little sneak preview because she learned it last year. And I kind of gave you the answer to part B. What number in this case, and I think we did this in the warm-up yesterday too, what number would you have to multiply the divisor by in order to make it a whole number? This number, 6.8, to make it the whole number, 68, what number do I have to multiply by? Christian. Good. Go to candy top drawer. 10. In order to ensure, which is make sure that we get the correct answer, what will we also have to do inside the house to the dividend? Multiply it by 10. See, as long as I do the same thing outside the house as I do inside the house, it doesn't change the answer. But it makes it workable now that we can do long division. Well, what's the easiest way to multiply by 10 when we're dealing with decimals? What can we do with the decimal when we multiply by 10? Madison, I know you weren't here, but yeah, you move it one place. So it moves over one place this way, because I multiplied that by 10. If I multiply this by 10, it moves how many spots? Only once. Because you see, you're allowed to have a decimal in the middle of a number inside the house. You just can't have it outside the house. So now I'm going to rewrite it. It becomes 68 into 3, 4, 8. Another 8. And the decimal is now here. Are we good so far? Now, really important, I got to raise the rock and bring it straight up. To try to put it in later, afterwards, you could get lost. So after you've moved your decimal, move it up in the roof as well. All right, now comes the process. 68 can't go into 3. You can still make your little X's if you want. Can't go into 34. The first number it will go into is 348. I need to know how many times. Brianna. Yes, it goes 5 times. Not perfectly. What'd you get when you multiply it together? Yep, 340. I get a difference of 8. And then I got to bring down the 8. All right, well, what about 68 into 88? 8. Yes, only once. Am I done? I got to keep going until it terminates or repeats. $68 into 204 equals. What is 68 times 3? Hey, there we go. Nothing but zeros to bring down with nothing left. I'm done. My answer is 51.3. That's the method that we use to do all division. You just got to practice it. However, how many times you move your decimal outside the house, you have to match it by leaping it the same amount of leaps inside the house. It's got to be equal. Don't do outside the house 3 leaps and then do inside the house only 2 leaps and vice versa. They have to match up because that's what we proved back in example 1. You have to do the same outside the house, multiply by the same factor of 10 inside the house as you do outside the house. No, it'll either repeat or if you keep going until it terminates. All the problems I've set up will either terminate or repeat. If it repeats, you put the little line above it. All right, let's practice another one. These are all the rules. If you want to look back, it just tells you what to do. Again, 1 through 5. It's like a little cheat sheet. Well, let's practice it. Okay, who's outside the house? Who's inside the house? Karsten. Was that a yawn? All right. Okay, so 4.1 can't have a decimal in the middle of a number. So, Sebastian, what do I have to multiply by in order to make 4.1 41? Right, what's the easiest way to multiply by 10? How many spots? Right, 1 0 and 10, move it once. So how many times do you have to move it inside the house? Only once. See, some kids want to make this a whole number too and they'll move it twice. Don't do that. Whatever you do outside, got to do inside. Now what? Okay, you want me to rewrite it? I can do that. You don't have to rewrite it. You can leave it the way it is. Just make sure you put your decimal in. But it does look a little bit nicer if you do this. Still have to do one more thing though before I start my multiplication or my division. And it's important. Say it. Raise the rock. Bring it up. All right, let's do it together. 41 into 96. It'll go, but it won't go in evenly. Yes, 82. Okay, subtract. I got 14. Right? Bring down 7. 41 into 147. Come on, you want to try it? 147. Are you all caught up? See how many times it goes. See what gets in check. What number are you starting off with? What'd you get? Good. What'd you get when you multiplied 41 times 3? Great. All right, subtract it. What do you get? You guys still keep going. Great. 24 sounds good. Still not done though. Got to bring down 6. 41 into 246. Carly. Exact, right, Carl? It terminates there. Answer is 23.6. One more together. Because this one is where you have to start bringing down this one. You have, where is it? Number 2? Yeah, you got to bring down invisible zeros. All right, who's out? Just tell me who's out. I'll assume the other person's in. Who's out? Who's out?
Oh.
No, we'll just put the other guy in.
Oh.
Okay, good. All right, now this is kind of unique. It's different. Let's see if we know what to do. What do I have to multiply 0.56 by in order to make it 56? Addison. Right, what's the easiest way to multiply by 100? 2 places. Now, I'm going to move it, and I'm going to drop the rock. I'm not going to rewrite it. That's where my 56. If you're able to, if you want to rewrite it because it's cleaner for you, you can, but you don't have to. How many times do I have to move it inside the house? Brando, I have to move it twice. What happens when I move it into nothingness? Fill up the empty nest with the egg. First, drop the rock here. Raise the rock. And now everything's set up beautifully. Okay, 56 into 69 goes once. Believe that makes 13.
Yeah.
Difference of 13. Bring down the 3. 56 into 133. Twice. Watch where I put the 2. Everything where you put it, how it lines up, has got to be precise. If I brought down that 3, I'm going to put my 2 above the 3. And that's going to make 112. Am I done?
No.
Bring down the 0. 56 into 210. If you're not up to it yet, do you have a guess? I'll tell you whether you're right or wrong. Chat. Yes, 3. 4 is too much. Right above the 0 since I dropped down the 0. And that is going to make 168. Yeah, 168. And then I subtract, and I get 42. Am I done?
No.
Got to make another 0, and I got to drop a 0. 56 into 420. I'll let you get caught up. Meals, what do you got?
I got 7.
Yes, 7. Put it above the 0, I just dropped down. And then what did that get you? Still working it? Meals still working it? What did that get you? 7 times 50, 56. What did it get you?
378.
No. Not 378. Nathan, what'd you get? Yeah, redo it. 392. 392. See, a lot of these cases, now that you know what to do, you just have to be real careful. You got to know your math facts. And that's going to subtract and make 28. Am I done? Bad news is you're not done. The good news is you got one more step. Make a 0, drop a 0. It will terminate. It goes exactly how many times? Will. Yep, that makes 280. I love when things terminate. Kind of ran out of room, but I'm done. My answer is 123.75. Circle it, nail it down, you're done. Okay? So let me go back and we'll revisit what we have to do for
Bless you.
the last 5 minutes and all of period 5. It's going to be, look guys, because what we do is a little different here.